Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ring Banter podcast. Today we are doing AEW, TNA, and Backlash. Also, I forgot to say, I'm your host, Nathan Bain, with Gabe Jones, Bradley, and Tyler Bain. Um, do y'all have any news for TNA or AEW? Because I don't think I have anything.
I saw something. What was it? Um, Hold on.
I don't think.
I mean, we kind of did cover
Oh,
it yesterday with the Will Ospreay stuff.
Mercedes Monet is no longer 4 belts. Monet loses her NW or NJPW Strong Women's title at New Japan Resurgence 2025. That's
Okay, so
all I
she
have.
lost.
She
Finally
lost
Okay.
one of
loses
her
one of
titles.
those belts.
Yeah,
Jesus.
she
Okay.
lost one of her
Yeah.
titles.
Okay.
And then something with backstage update on CML or CMLL shifting policy and lifting ban to bring 2 top stars from CML X AEW and Ring of Honor special event. That's all I have.
I think their
Which,
main stars like Sin Cara.
yeah, those are the only 2 I think I have. Really.
Alright. You got anything, Gabe?
No, I don't remember seeing anything.
Okay.
So, nope.
Bradley, you got anything?
Nope.
Alright. We're going to start off with AEW, then we'll go TNA, then we'll go Backlash.
Do we have to start
AEW
with
was
AEW?
in. I wish we didn't. Um,
Yeah, we had to go through the negatives to get to the positive.
yeah. AEW was in Detroit, Michigan. The show opens with Hangman Adam fucking Page. And he says that he'll never forgive Swerve for trying to kill his baby.
Oh, yeah.
Remember all that? But he will have to put all that behind him.
Oh, no.
Um, He says that he will face the man they call the best in the world, Will Ospreay. Then Will Ospreay's music's hit. They stand face to face, and Will Ospreay, I just cannot take him seriously. The way he just is
Calm
like,
down, bro.
I can't take him seriously at all.
He's the best wrestler. He told us. He's
Yeah,
better
he
than
told us.
WWE wrestlers.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And all the marks are chanting "Holy shit" from Hangman Adam Page and Will Ospreay staring at each other in the ring. Um, Will Ospreay strokes Hangman's shit for a minute. Then Ospreay says that he admires the leader that he was for the Dark Order. Why would he bring up the Dark Order? I really think that
He was the
stable.
leader of that at some point.
Yeah,
He was,
he was
like they were.
basically.
Yeah, like he was saying, like you were a good like role model for them or whatever.
That was the Dungeon of Doom in AEW.
Yeah. Then Ospreay says that we haven't seen Hangman smile in a long time. Ospreay wants to see his pretty little teeth.
What the hell?
What the fuck?
Ospreay brings up the past, Hangman, like the people that Hangman beat up and burning Swerve's house down and stuff like that. Um, and he says that he's not losing at Devil or nothing. Ospreay tells Hangman it's not about his redemption; it's about his ascension. You know. Then the Don Callis family comes out, and I immediately just wanted to turn my TV off. They call Ospreay stupid for leaving the family. I didn't even know Ospreay was part of the Don Callis
Yeah,
family.
he was. Yeah, he
Okay.
was
I like
at
that song.
when he first joined AEW.
He was a bad guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he joined them and then he split off with them
Pretty
pretty
quick.
quickly. Yeah.
Okay, Don Callis calls Hangman a psychopath, which he's not wrong. I think Ospreay and like kind of like volunteered him and Hangman to have a match with 2 members of the Don Callis family, and then like Hangman, I think Hangman or Ospreay put their hand on one of their chests, and then they grabbed each other's hand, and then they were like staring at each other deeply, like Looked like they were about to make out. It was very awkward.
What
It
the
was
hell?
weird. It was very awkward, and they're just like, and
Kiss me, bro.
so yeah, Don Callis accepts, and I think they're fighting next week at
Yep.
the Beach Break.
Why not at the pay-per-view, Double or Nothing?
Now my
Well, because
favorite
that's when
part,
that's when the Owen Hart final is
yeah,
between
that's
Ospreay and Hangman. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
now my favorite part of this show because it was so fucking stupid. FTR and some guy, I forget who's that.
Stokely
Stokely
Hathaway.
Hathaway. Okay, I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
They get in Tony Schiavone's face, and they're bullying him. And Tony puts his hand on Stokely's mic and gets in their face like he's gonna beat them up.
Shut up, Siobhan.
And then they just shove him like a little bitch that he is. And yeah,
Who's
like
worse, Tony Schiavone or
FTR,
Michael Cole?
Tony Schiavone. And then FTR, I think they're challenging somebody at Collision. I think I don't remember. It was that was funny to me though. I was laughing my ass off.
They
Uh,
should concerto Tony Schiavone.
They should have. All right, then we have a backstage segment with Anna Jay and Harley Cameron, and Anna said, "You had my fat ass last week. Are you gonna have my fat ass this week?" And I'm pretty sure that their tag team name, because I heard this say it, is Tits and Ass.
I mean, it's a
Good
suitable name.
AEW shit right there. Come on now.
Are you gonna have my fat ass this week?
Hey, it's a suitable name.
Oh,
They're gonna be like,
God.
oh hey,
So this
we're
promo
gonna
was
have
just
you call
about
yourself
ass,
a fat
basically?
ass.
Yeah, this promo's
Nope.
about tits and ass.
Tony Khan was like, hey, we're gonna have you call yourself a fat ass like every fucking time you talk, basically.
I don't know if this happened in this show, but there was a segment where she thought she was talking to Anna Jay, and there was this big butt there, and it was actually a guy. It was like they were like they were sitting on the medical table, and she thought she was talking to Anna Jay. All we saw was her face and just a big butt there, and it was a guy. It was weird, dude. I don't know.
Maybe on Collision, because I don't remember seeing that.
I don't know if it was that Collision, but I saw that clip on Instagram. I was like, holy crap, what is going on?
Now, Gabe, hopefully you could explain to me why this match is happened
Okay.
and why it wasn't for the champion. Next up, we have Fatal 4-Way, Tony Storm, Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, I think I said that right, and Anna Jay.
Yeah.
Why is
Why?
Thunder Rosa still in
It's
the
so they have eliminator matches, which is basically like involves the champion, and if you win, then you get a championship match.
Tony
That's
Khan,
what-
I got
yeah.
a better idea. Just make it for the fucking champion.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what Vince McMahon used to do.
yeah, like,
Yeah, so because basically they have eliminator matches all the time, and basically the champion never loses. It's basically like the contender wins. I mean, the champion wins 99% of the time. So
Yeah,
all right,
Vince
well.
was like, hey, Tony.
I got an idea. I got an epiphany.
I'm a genius.
Anyways, the match starts. They're beating each other up. There was this spot where Penelope Ford went like for an arm drag spot, where they bounce off the ropes and they go for the arm drag, Classic wrestling. Well, Thunder Rosa just kind of awkwardly just like ran past her, and like Penelope Ford still went for it, and Thunder Rosa just kept going, and then they ended up doing the spot. Tony was doing some move, and Penelope Ford kicks Tony in her balls.
yeah, like she has it, right?
Yeah, and Tony sold it like she got kicked in the dick.
Maybe she's been hiding. We don't know.
God damn.
Maybe.
AEW's woman division is so terrible, bro.
Oh my gosh. They're trying.
Thunder Rosa jumps onto everyone with like a spinning dive, which I thought was kind of cool. That was a good move. Penelope does a moonsault off the ropes onto everyone. Megan Bain comes out. She attacks the
Ah,
Thunder and Tony.
yeah.
Then she has a stare down with Anna. Maybe that was an old feud. I don't know. They were just kind of staring at each other.
Might be a
And
new feud.
maybe. And then she attacks her. She she hit a nice power bomb. I ain't gonna lie. On Anna Jay, it was a really good power bomb. Then Harley Cameron came out with a pipe. Then they go backstage. Harley Cameron beat. She had Anna Jay's fat ass. And then
She didn't have the puppet with her.
the what? No,
The
not the
puppet?
puppet. She had a pipe this time.
Huh.
And then Tony Storm kicks Penelope in the dick, and Penelope sells it like she got a dick. And then taps her out with the chicken wing.
So all the women's have dicks, basically.
Yep, we found out today. Every woman in AEW has a dick. All right. Next up, we have. I'm actually getting tired of this now.
The Hurt Syndicate stuff.
Yes, Hurt Syndicate is next. MVP says this is where the best wrestle, but he says there's no
Okay.
tag teams. Then Top Flight
Weird.
comes out and tries to cut a promo, but fails miserably. Then MJF attacks from behind to prove to Bobby Lashley that he could hurt people. He does an apron powerbomb that looked painful. It looked stiff as fuck. And then I think Bobby Lashley said he'll have an answer for MJF next week, but I couldn't tell because whenever he started speaking, the mic was like off.
He didn't
Yeah.
do this.
No, they didn't do
No,
that.
no, they didn't do that. Nope, they didn't Batista him again.
Well, yeah, that was that. The Young Bucks have a backstage segment, and this is another funny part of the show. Okada's there, and he goes, "Tonight, Kevin Knight, good night, bitch."
Bro, I don't understand why they put Okada on the mic, bro.
Oh my god.
It's only funny. It's only funny when he says "bitch" at the last part.
And it's like,
He's like, I still like one of my favorite fucking Okada promos where he's like in the back doing the camera work shit, and he's like, "It's not working, bitch."
who does it better, Nathan, Cody, or Okada? Cody's like, bitch.
Which Charlotte has a
Hey.
pretty good bitch.
I might give it to Okada. That was it's
I probably
funny
will
every time
too.
he does it.
I thought
hate
it was
Cody.
I thought it was absolutely terrible, but if y'all liked it, then that's y'all. But
Okada, wherever he
It's
says
like,
bitch,
because
that's
it's
fun,
so
really.
fucking. No, it's just fucking stupid. So it's
that was the
funny,
first
bro.
time I heard him say it, so like this was new to me.
Yeah.
All right.
He says it all the time, though. The
Yeah.
white bitch.
Well, Ricochet promises the Bucks a win tonight, and the Bucks go into a room, and I think it was with the Death Riders. I think
Yes,
there was
I'm
Death
intrigued.
Riders in there, so
I'm
that was
intrigued.
weird. Next up, we have Nick Wayne comes out with the title around him, and the announcer was trying to introduce Nick Wayne, and he had a stroke trying to say championship. He goes.
Was it like AJ?
It was a little bit like that. It was like
Yeah.
Nick Wayne, the Ring of Honor championship.
It's not that hard, dude. That's hard.
And the challenger is 70-year-old Rhino.
Wait, Jeff
Yeah.
Cobb? He
But Rhino, he did hit a beautiful spine buster in the match. That was great. But at the end of it all, Rhino is beaten with the quill switch. Thanks for coming. We'll see you later, Rhino.
We'll see you
match
back in
wasn't long at all.
WWE.
It was
for
like
another
2
match.
minutes. The match was
Yeah.
2
Wow.
minutes.
We'll see him back in WWE where he makes another appearance and then just goes right back to AEW.
Well, after
That's
the
it.
match, Christian Cage grabs Nick Wayne's title and just drops it in the middle of the ring. And then so Nick Wayne goes to his mom and cries.
Oh.
Mommy, let me suck on your tits.
Whoa.
That's basically what he. That's basically it.
Okay, and then there's a Hispanic wrestler. Is it Roosh or is it Rush?
Roosh.
Roosh. Okay. Well,
Roosh.
he's
Oh
cutting a
yeah.
promo in like a church stairway, and he says he's talking about Kevin Knight. He goes, "If you mess with the bull, you get the horns." That's how he said it.
Okay, bro.
The
Oh my
herd?
god, dude.
The horns.
The Hearns. All
He
right,
had great. He had
WWE.
great potential.
WWE. I think y'all might have dodged a bullet.
He
All
could
right.
join AAA.
Oh god.
All right. Now we got a 6-man tag. You love those? We got
Not
Mark
really. Not
Briscoe,
AEW 6-man tag.
Speedball
Listen.
Mike Bailey, and Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet and the Young Bucks.
Wait, hold
It
on.
was better. It was better than last week. I will
Does
say
this
that.
one
Speedball
actually
Mike
make
Bailey
sense,
just
though?
was in a tag team match like last week.
Yeah, it was the All Star Tag Team match with pretty much the same guys except for Swerve get in there. But it was better. It was better than last week. I would say that it was better, way better.
Anyways, match starts as Swerve is throwing the worst punches I have ever seen.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
There was a point where Speedball hit a nice Hurricanrana and Ricochet, like onto Ricochet, and then he landed on the They landed on the Bucks. Ricochet and the Bucks beat all of them up. They hit a pose. The good guys chased the bad guys out. Then Briscoe and Speedball do like these kung fu like fighting kicks and punches, and they're like, "Hey, hi, It was pretty bad.
Even though they're not comfy with it. But
I
okay.
think Speedball was like actually like in karate or whatever.
Yeah, at one time. But Mark Briscoe, I don't know.
He was in Froggy Bow.
So why is he ball, by the way? Like, you know about that?
Speedball? Do I know him?
Yeah.
No, I don't know him.
I know
That's
he's really
like,
good.
Jumping Flash, whatever.
Oh,
Flash
yeah.
Gordon.
Okay.
Why is Briscoe still getting a push? Also, by the way.
They're just booking him just to book him. He's
Yeah.
not really doing much. I mean, he does a lot of ROH, but
Yeah.
He needs new teeth. That's what he needs. So
There was this nice spot in the match that I actually liked that the Bucks did. They had Speedball hanging over the ropes, and one of them was on the rope, the top rope.
oh,
He jumped
Mhm.
onto Speedball like a stomp to the back, and Speedball flipped, and it was into a power bomb, which I thought that
Okay.
was a good move. Yeah, I already talked about Speedball doing a Hurricanrana onto one of the Bucks and made him fall. Speedball went for a drop kick off the top rope and completely fucking missed, and the Buck sold it like he got hit.
Was it worse than when Jeff Hardy did the Whisper in the
No,
Wind
that wasn't.
agenda? And...
No, it was on the same level, kind of, but it's not as bad as that.
Oh, okay.
see, and it's what we talked about. It's like if it doesn't connect, don't sell like it
Exactly.
connected.
Just look at him and start
yeah,
stomping on him. Like, change the
Mahal
match
waited
up.
like 6 seconds to fall.
That's true.
Oh
He's
my
like,
gosh.
Briscoe hit a nice froggy bow off the top rope. I
Mhm.
liked it. But the pin was broke. Swerve got rolled up for the win. And I forgot to mention, one of the Bucks hit a Canadian Destroyer on Swerve. He completely no-sold the move and hit house
I
call.
hate when he does that shit,
He
bro.
Raven
I hate
Ah!
it.
He does it all the time too.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
terrible,
hate it, dude.
Don't do that. That move's a finishing move.
Dude, I was so pissed when he fucking no-sold the running knee when he fought Brian Danielson. He
Oh,
just
in the
fucking
corner?
no-sold it. Yes,
Yeah.
that's Brian Danielson's finisher, and you no-sell it. Like,
Dude, Petey Williams is turning over every time he sees somebody do a Canadian Destroyer. It's not a finisher. Oh.
yes.
But anyways, the match ends. Swerve got rolled up for the win. So the Bucks won and Ricochet. Yeah, I did not like that match. There was some good spots, but most of the spots were terrible.
I'll say that it was better than last week's tag
You
match.
would have threw up last week, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely way better than last. Like, cause I saw the clips of last week's, and goddamn, it was terrible. Like,
Hey, did this show make you an AEW fan?
Oh yeah,
no, it makes me want to fucking blow my head off.
they're making me hate MJF, and MJF is one of my favorites. And speaking of MJF, we have a backstage segment. He tells Will Ospreay he hopes he wins the bracket, and he wants Ospreay to win the belt. So at all in, he can win it back. MJF had a good line saying, "You're obviously the reason they put." He said that you're obviously the reason why they put directions in shampoo bottles, which I thought that was a good line. But Will Ospreay says you're not on my level. I'm on another level.
You're on my level, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just like those WWE superstars, they're not on my level.
Another part of the show where I almost fell asleep was a sit-down interview with Jamie Hayter.
No, yep, yep.
Jamie Hayter makes fun of Mercedes for talking about Scooby-Doo characters while she's looking like a Scooby-Doo character.
Why is she talking about Scooby Doo?
Dude, before she left, JB Hater was amazing. She was world champion. I thought she was great. And then when she came back, yeah, looking like a Scooby Doo character, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, what they do to my champ?
Jamie claims that her and Mercedes are nothing alike. She says that she has integrity, grit, like Edge,
Mhm.
and
Hope must
truth.
have gave her that line.
But then out of nowhere, Mercedes sneaks attack Jamie's. They brawl out into the arena. Mercedes runs away and then just sneaks attacks her again and then puts her in the bake statement. That was the end of that segment.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Another segment where I just wanted to blow my head off. Willow Nightingale backstage segment. Oh my God.
Is
She
that
wants to beat up the death of AEW. I mean the Death Riders. And some girl that looks like Rhea Ripley comes out and they're gonna fight at Collision. But the acting was terrible. I don't know the girl. Was it? They said
is
her
it the
name.
girl in Death Riders
No.
or no? It's
No,
not her.
Chris Statlander. That's who it is.
yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, now we have Okada versus Kevin Knight. But Roosh sneaks attack Kevin Knight from behind. And Speedball comes out to check on Kevin Knight. But Okada and Knight still have the match, and it should have been a squash match, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
Went on for
yeah.
too long. Okada gives the birds to the fans. Went with the Sprog Splash, but Okada got his knees up. And Okada wins with the shittiest clotheslines I've ever seen in my life.
It's a stiff clothesline. I mean, if I feel like if you actually hit that on someone, it could actually hurt them. How stiff he hits
Yeah,
it,
but
but I
you're
mean,
a wrestler, and your finishing move is a short arm clothesline.
And you have all these
That's
other
all.
things.
No, but that's all of AEW's wrestlers, man. I don't understand why a clothesline has to be your fucking finisher. Like, I don't understand why Ricochet's finisher is that.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Excalibur said in this match, Okada jacked Knight all the way up to the sky.
What?
you heard what he said.
Damn
What
me,
did he just
he
say?
did not just say that.
Yeah,
He jacked Knight.
All the way up to the sky.
What does
man.
that mean?
But yeah,
Well,
after the match, there was more shitty short arm clotheslines, but Speedball comes back out. So he was out there 3 times in one night. But finally, we have the main event. I was
Thank
Thank
God.
about to fall asleep.
Thank God.
Thankfully, Samoa Joe came out. This match was not too bad. This main event: Samoa Joe versus Claudio. Samoa Joe tried to
Oh.
put Claudio. I don't know what I was trying to say there. I messed that up. But he had a great power slam in the match. Samoa Joe always has a good power slam. He hit a Uranagi on the outside, which looks stiff and painful. Claudio hit a good springboard uppercut. Claudio went for a swing, but Joe tapped him out really quick, kind of like how Jay tapped out Gunther at WrestleMania. Then the Death Riders come out, but Powerhouse Hobbs comes out with a chair. Then Hobbs hits Claudio with the chair. Fans chant one more time, so he hits him again. Then, by the way, the Death Riders are just sitting in the crowd watching because they don't want to get beat up. And then Joe does a front suplex to Claudio on the chair to end AEW. 4 out of 10 for the show. I thought it was terrible.
That sounds like a 3 out of 10 to me. That was pretty fucking terrible.
Yep, and don't forget the AEW World Title match happening next week on Dynamite.
Yeah, Samoa Joe versus John Moxley. Gonna watch that. Gonna get him. He's gonna get buried.
Not at Double or Nothing. Wow.
Not
makes
double
Which
or nothing.
I don't know why that's not at Double or Nothing, but
Hey
yeah.
guys, we're not gonna have our AEW our main title on the pay-per-view.
But we're gonna have Jamie Hayter versus somebody there. So.
Owen Hart final. That's all.
Yeah. We're gonna
Also,
have the
the
Owen Hart matches, you know.
The women's title isn't being defended either, by the way, at Double or Nothing either.
It makes no sense.
Oh God.
Was it like Double or Nothing, like their main pay-per-view, or is it all in
All-
now?
All in.
All in, yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, somebody else. It's TNA's turn.
Yep.
It is
All right.
Yep.
It covers.
All right. Trick Willie starts off the show once again. He's getting more TV time than NXT. It's crazy.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, he does the same thing. Talking. Then about Joe Hendry. Like I said, they're fighting at Battleground for the TNA World Championship. So he was just yapping.
Gotcha.
And then Joe Hendry comes out and they brawl
Okay.
again. I mean, I want some more substance here. I know they're on two different brands technically, but it's all they do is just brawl.
Mm-hmm.
I want a promo actually between them.
The contract signings on NXT on Tuesday, so I think there's something at least.
Yeah.
So Joe Hendry will be on NXT. Robert Stone and Alicia Fox is what I'm calling, even though she doesn't go by that, but y'all know who she is.
Yeah.
They're backstage. She's gonna have her debut match later in the show.
Okay.
Let's just say she still can't wrestle, but anyway.
She's always terrible.
And again, still confused on why she's getting the world championship match without having a actual match first. Still blows my mind. But yeah, so they talked. Then you have Rosemary versus Xia Li, used to be in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had a decent match. Wasn't anything too crazy. They're just doing their thing. Then I don't know if you heard of Zaya Brookside.
I don't remember that. No.
No, I think she was in AEW for a little bit, but she came out there after the match. What was she doing? I don't know what she was doing out there. Oh, she beat up Rosemary.
Okay.
Yeah, beat up Rosemary, and I guess they're doing some type of storyline with them too, for some reason. I have no idea why. So, yeah. Then we have Mustafa. Faced
Tony. Tony Soprano or Tony D'Angelo.
Mustafa.
He faced Trey Miguel, which they're considered X Division. I don't know if they're considered X Division, but they had a good match.
Okay.
I love the match. They're doing an angle with Ali where he's kind of like in his depression state after losing. Yeah, where he's just kind of like not really talking. I guess he's getting more to his aggressive side. So he's kind of doing that. He actually won, which I thought he was gonna lose. I thought they were gonna do like where he loses and he's more depressed, but he actually won.
Yeah.
So he could get a championship match soon, for sure. There's a tag team match between two teams that I have never seen before. The Great Hands is their tag team name. Don't ask why. And
They must
then
have great hands.
The great hands and tits and ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, they faced the Aztec Warriors, which two guys in a mask. um, oh, it's I remember Octagon Junior. Um, yeah, and then Laredo, I think, is his tag team partner's name.
Okay.
So it was a good match, but the Aztec Warriors won. Which was pretty good.
Mm.
What? I mean, yeah. Okay. This segment I like. The Nemeth brothers came out to confront the Hardy Boys.
Okay.
The Nemeth boys just beat them for the tag team championships.
Mm.
And they were talking, and so Under Siege is in Canada, and they were like, "Yeah, we could face the Nemeth boys in the TLC match at Under Siege," but oh wait, Jeff Hardy can't go to Canada, and
Oh.
That was a good
started
lineup.
I started cracking up. I was like, the fact that they
That's a
brought
good
that
fucking
up
line right
in the
Yeah.
there.
promo. So
Dude, I fucking I woke up this morning and I saw something. It was from like a while ago, but it was the news talking about how Jeff Hardy was arrested. And I was like, wait, is this for real? Like he actually got arrested? But no, it was a long time ago.
oh, oh my
Jesus
god.
Christ. I wouldn't be
Oh, but
surprised.
hey man, leave one of the
Hardy.
goats alone, man.
He's
Leave one
just as bad as Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Um, So the Nemeth brothers like, yeah, we'll still fight Matt Hardy and a mystery partner at Under Siege. So I'm like, oh gosh.
Mm.
But I was confused on if it was still gonna be a ladder match because they brought it up earlier in the promo, but I don't know what they're doing there. Ryan Nemeth gets on my nerves. His
Really?
voice
Yeah.
pisses me
The
off.
nails on chalkboard?
It's bad,
He's
dude.
nowhere
I'm
beyond
like,
the mic as Baldrick or McDermott, so.
Yeah.
yeah, his voice. Oh, his voice. I just want to. But Jeff Hardy and Nick Nemeth are going to be in a match next week on Impact. So,
That should be
um,
good.
yeah, I like how they were like, oh yeah, was that segment? I think they're like, oh yeah, they haven't had a one-on-one match in like years, and they brought up like a
Yeah.
WWE clip. Um, so I like how they're connecting that together. Indy Hartwell, they did her little vignette or whatever. So hopefully she's a big thing in TNA. I liked her in WWE.
Did you
Yeah.
hear that she got to keep her name because she sold her name to WWE. But when they released her, she asked if she could like take her name back, and
I
I guess
mean,
they
Mm.
let her do it.
TNA's under kind of WWE now, so.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I mean, I
was.
don't think they knew they were going. I don't think they knew she was going to go to TNA though. I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
they didn't know she was going to
yeah.
TNA at the time.
Mhm.
Well, that's cool. But yeah, she had a. Like I said, I hope she's fighting for some championships. Hopefully she can, because I think she was a pretty good wrestler in WWE. She did
Yeah.
some
Didn't she
good
I
win
things.
liked her.
the NXT title once?
She did,
Yeah,
right?
For North
But
and
America.
she was injured.
yeah,
No,
and
it's
it
the
didn't
main
last
title,
long.
right?
Yeah, she won the NXT title. She never won a main title, like a main roster title, though. I don't think, except for the tag,
Yeah,
I was
maybe.
about to say maybe tag. Everybody wins those.
Yeah,
yeah, but I think she
I
won. I
mean,
think yeah,
it's true. Fuck.
I think was that a Stand and Deliver? She won the NXT Women's
Yes,
Champ. I think it
I
was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
believe so.
yeah. Oh gosh, that was great. Oh, and then Alicia Fox or Victoria Crawford had her match. Good lord,
It
that
was
was
terrible.
she still can't. Oh
She
my
still
She
can't do
god,
it.
still can't.
still cannot wrestle. I'm like, girl, you
She's
had
better than Becky
years.
Lynch.
She was out. She was gone for a long ass time, bro. You would have
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
that. You would have thought that she was never coming back. I was surprised that you said her name last week. I was like, what?
Yep, yep.
She still has a
Um,
job.
Yeah. She still has a job.
I don't know what she was doing before she came here. I have no idea what she was
Probably
doing.
OnlyFans like Cora Jade is going to be starting to do.
Like
Long year.
clockwork. um, so after the match, Robert Stone, which is again her advocate or whatever, um, him and Santino get into it again, and I don't know where that storyline's going. Santino came out, was like, "Yeah, I'll give you a mystery partner." Her and Tessa were gonna be in a tag team match against Slamovich and a mystery partner.
Mhm.
But Robert Stone's like, why you keep giving people mystery partners like he did with Matt? It's going to heck. So next week, Nikita Lyons is gonna be her tag team partner.
Oh
So it's
wow.
gonna be Nikita and Slamovich facing Tessa and Crawford.
Lamovich.
Nathan and Bradley know Nikita Lyons very well in 2K.
Oh, it's 2K.
Is that right?
Goldberg
Is that
knows
right?
Yeah, we did like a triple threat match, and it was Goldberg, Nikita Lyons, and somebody else, and
And that
Stone
was
Cold.
Nikita
It was Stone
Lyons.
Cold,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Nikita Lyons won the match.
And she pinned Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, it's Finn, Stone Cold, and Nikita.
Oh, Finn Balor, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, Finn, Nikita, Stone Cold, but Stone Cold got pinned by her.
Stone Cold got twerked on.
God
hey,
dang.
that's y'all's greatest wrestler of all time. Anyway, um, oh god. Now the main event. Steve Macklin faced Eric Young in a dog collar match.
Hmm.
Where there was a bunch of blood. They they beat the mess out of each other.
I thought they were going
And
away from blood.
that not that match apparently. Steve Macklin was crimson red.
Wow.
Crimson red face. And there was blood all over the mat too. Like it looked crazy. That mat was basically red at the end of that match. It wasn't even white. I'm happy they have that match on TV and not like they could have had that at Under Siege, but
Hmm.
they killed each other. It seemed like um they they did not do the hanging thing like they were going to hang Steve Macklin this time. Thank you.
I think they probably would have got canceled. They probably got a warning last time for that shit. Because that was a little crazy.
The Stone said Logan Paul out there.
um Eric Young's guys came out there. It was 3-on-1, but Macklin kind of fought them off. And yeah, hit Eric Young with a power driver and kind of ended that match. But yeah, great match. Great match. Yeah, this TNA was kind of weird to me. It wasn't. I don't think it was as good as last week. There was a lot of
I
weird.
think I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I don't think it was terrible.
Oh yeah, it wasn't terrible. I miss AJ Francis was backstage at a promo
Oh no.
earlier
That's
earlier in the
Flat
night.
Balor, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh god.
it was like I don't know if he was trying to be funny or he was with dang, what's that guy's it's just one of the guys that he's with. And it was so weird because they were talking to Santana and it was just this weird thing and they were trying to be funny and they were making jokes about AJ Francis how he just can't wrestle and stuff, so I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
That's amazing. Was that it
All
for
But
right.
yeah,
TNA?
yep.
That's it for TNA.
Well, sounds like it
Well,
was better than AEW.
I'd
we
give it a
got
6 out of 10
through.
for sure.
We got through 2 shows that was kind of nowhere near good as Backlash was.
The Backlash
No
was actually
offense.
a really good ass pay per view.
Um, Backlash 2025 was really surprising. Y matches were predictable, but still good matches.
Yeah, one match we
Didn't
were
predict.
totally wrong on.
Yeah. So Backlash is in St. Louis, Missouri, and the crowd was super loud, thankfully.
Hmm.
And each match, it was way better crowd than WrestleMania in general. We start off hot with the fatal 4-way for the U.S. Championship. So Jacob Fatu versus Drew versus Damian versus LA Knight for the U.S. Championship. I like this match. It was really fast paced. I think it's match of the night.
Hmm.
Some good spots, like they had this cool sequence. Drew does this like top rope thing, like throws him overhead, but Jacob no sells it, after he lands on Knight, and then runs into Drew in the corner, then does a suicide dive immediately on Priest.
I believe. I don't know if it was really a no sell. I mean, he swanton bombed on LA Knight basically.
Oh, that's true. Kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like a swanton bomb onto LA Knight, and then and that's how he kind of like. I mean,
Back off
he
of
could have
him.
no sold it too.
There was one
Um,
spot in the match that I liked. Jacob Fatu gave Damian Priest like a Samoan, like a pickup Samoan drop onto the barricade.
yeah,
Thought
that
that
Oh
was
was
good.
really
yes,
cool.
dude, that shit was cool as fuck.
But everybody got their spots in this match. Then a finisher sequence: Knight hitting a BFT on Priest, hitting South of Heaven on Knight. Wait, what?
He hit the
Oh no,
BFT on
Knight hitting a
fuck.
BFT on Jacob, hitting South of Heaven on Knight. And Drew hit the Claymore on Priest.
And then Priest kind of just like fell on Knight, and then Drew had
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
break the
and then
pin.
yeah, and then Drew hits the Claymore once more on Knight, but Priest barely saves it. Like the ref hit like almost three, like right there. And of course, it's a scene that Drew's familiar with.
Yeah.
Um, they go to like the electric equipment where that stuff is, and then Damien does a cool spot south of having a choke slam through the tables, so they're both dead.
Mhm.
Uh, this match had like three "This is awesome" chants, which I agreed. The
Mhm.
crowd was into it. Anyway, Fatu gets knocked out by Knight with some elbow drops, but Solo comes out, but he's not alone as Jeff Cobb interferes. I mean, Rhino. And kills Knight and Fatu, takes advantage, and Fatu takes advantage, hits the moonsault to retain the U.S. title. Overall, a good match to begin Backlash, and the shock I didn't see coming, Jeff Cobb joining them.
yeah.
So I
Uh,
gave this match a 9 out of 10, which is A minus.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
no, I'd say 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we doing the point system again? Is it 5 for whoever wins, and then
Yeah,
Two
2
for
two
everyone
for
points.
goes.
Yeah, 2 points for all
okay,
the side
all
stuff.
stuff to get right? Okay.
Where do y'all think the storyline's going with Cobb and Solo and Jacob and all that?
I think Jacob's not gonna like it, so they're gonna take him out. And then Jacob is gonna have to go through Cobb to get to Solo.
I think this is just giving something for Solo to do, because he hasn't been doing anything except for being Jacob's little bitch. So now he's
Yeah.
got something to do. But
They're going to build him back up again like they did last year.
Well, maybe. I mean, you added Jeff Cobb in. It's like he might outshine Solo too.
Yeah. Solo is he I think he's a lost cause in my opinion.
yeah, he's not interesting.
Yeah.
So next we have Becky and Lyra, and this match was really good too. Really surprised me. For a Becky match even. I do not like Becky Lynch. She did good though. Lyra did good in this match too. There were some weird moments. It was slow at first, but it's expected. Some good sequences, some good counters and close finishes. It picked up at the end, really. Becky hit one of the manhandle slams, and she kicked out one. I was surprised.
Hmm.
Later hit it again on Lyra, and she kicked out again. I was shocked.
Hmm.
Becky takes out the turnbuckle. Lyra hits Nightwing, but the dumb ref was trying to fix it. And then the ref gets distracted again. And then Becky pokes Lyra, tries to hit the manhandle slam, but Lyra counters with the roll up victory. It was shocking that Lyra retained, which is the right call. I'm glad Becky decided to put her over,
Yeah.
but the feud will likely continue. Becky attacked her after the match and
Yeah.
was escorted by officials, but it was a good match overall.
Yeah, I can see, Becky getting that title,
Mhm.
even in the next match.
Yeah,
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 but I'm
I
happy
think
Lyra won.
I think
I
Solo
gave
should get
this.
it.
I gave this an 8.5 out of 10. I gave it a B. It was a solid B. All right. Third match of the night is Dirty Dom versus Penta for the IC title.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic was wearing some Psychosis-inspired gear. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
They are two some of the best wrestlers, and they do remind me of the WCW Cruiserweights. The match started off quick. Dominic hits a nice out of the ring DDT. And then Penta hits a Mexican Destroyer on the apron. Dominic also hit Oblivion on this match. That was cool.
Hmm.
There were multiple interferences, though. First, Carlito came out, then JD McDumbass, and then Finn was about to hit Penta with the chair. But the ref saw him and threw him out. But Finn came back and distracted the ref while Penta was on the top rope. Then El Grande hits Penta with the metal dome in his mask that allows Dominic to capitalize and hit the splash to retain like we predicted.
Yeah.
So Penta's next feud will be with El Grande.
Yeah.
And I have a theory about this. I think they're going to set this up. Penta and Ray Phoenix versus Chad Gable and El Grande. I
They
think
going to
so.
do that.
That would be funny as
Wait,
fuck.
why do you say that you don't think that they could do that though?
They could do that.
They could do that.
No,
Chad Gable and El Grande Americano are two
Some
different people.
other dude could be in there. I'm not saying it's Chad Gable, but
It's El Grande Americano and they're both different people.
I need
Nah,
my
I
gave
can
mouse
see it.
work button.
I could
gave this
see it.
match another B. I gave it A.5. I liked it. It was short and sweet.
I
I'm
can
just
see
saying I
them
can see
doing
it.
that.
I can see a tag team match. I mean, they're both different people, so.
I mean,
Nathan's not trying to hear that.
All right. Commentary announced in 2 weeks that Saturday night's main event, Logan Paul versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Champion. So they're not saving it for Saudi. So probably like a bullshit finish, and they lead to the match for Saudi.
Very possible.
So, yeah, this is gonna be like a rivalry, I think, for him. All right. Then we got Pat McAfee versus Gunther. And I know Gabe liked this match. I just thought it was okay. It was good. It was a slow burn to start. Pat slips when jumping off the ropes. He is ring rusty. I mean, it's been forever since he's had a match.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2022 against Baron Corbin at SummerSlam. McAfee wants a chop fest, but you don't do that with Gunther. Michael Cole was the only thing I didn't like. Michael Cole was glazing way too much during this match. Like he was just being so extra and loud. I get it's your friend, but he's like, eh, eh. Like the goal. Gunther mainly was toying with Mike McAfee throughout the match to be expected. Gunther went back for a back suplex, but McAfee counters by doing a back suplex. Oh, by doing a backflip. And then Gunther catches him, tries to hit the German suplex, but McAfee does another backflip, but slips. This time, Pat gets some offense, hits the punt barely, gets only a 1 count.
Damn.
Yeah, Gunther's like, get that shit off me. Then Gunther hits the power bomb, but doesn't pin him. He's just toying with him. Puts him in the Boston Crab, but Cole's had enough and is now on ringside and cheering on Pat. Then Gunther grabs Cole and just bitches him out basically. But Pat hits a bro kick when he's going for the power bomb on Cole. That was cool.
Alright.
Gunther tries to suplex Pat from the ropes. Michael grabs Gunther's feet while Pat is pinning him. I thought it was
low
it. I
key.
thought
Yeah.
it was it.
I was about to
I
be
was
like,
like, what the
no.
fuck?
Wow.
But Gunther still kicks out.
Okay.
Then McAfee hits a sleeper on Gunther, but Gunther quickly gets out of it, hits a lariat that McAfee sold the shit out of, laying on his neck, it looked like.
Damn.
Then Gunther puts him in the sleeper. McAfee shows some resilience, but Gunther locks in more to pass out Pat to win the match. Pat got some offense, but mainly it was a squash match, as we figured.
Yeah.
No Goldberg. It was just a sign of respect to end it. I
Yeah,
guess
which was
I guess
Surprised.
Goldberg versus Gunther isn't happening. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Oh, it's
It's still
happening.
happening. He's already been training for the match. Like, there's already been pictures of him training. So, I mean,
Try to
it's
fight Rusev and Barry.
nah. I hope fucking Goldberg gets buried real quick by Gunther.
It was the weakest match of the card, but it told its story. I gave it like a 7.5. I gave it a C.
I'd give it about
Not too bad.
a 7 to 8. I'd say.
Okay.
I haven't watched a match, so I don't know.
Okay, then main event time. Randy Orton versus John Cena for the last time, supposedly.
I think it
Um,
is gonna be the last time they fight.
I mean, it was a great way to end it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's time for the main event, I said, of the evening, and St. Louis, Randy Orton's hometown, serenades Randy Orton's song while Cena comes out to a mixed reaction still.
Mm.
The match at first is very slow, just like,
A lot of
Cena.
chain wrestling.
Yeah, lots of holds and sleepers. One thing I did not like was that one sequence that was kind of AEW where they were exchanging sleepers for like 10 minutes, like 10 times.
Oh my god.
Me and
Yeah,
Dad were like, what in the hell?
Oh, Dad
they were
watched it
doing a
too.
lot of fucking chain wrestling. I don't know why they did that so much.
But it picked up the pace, both men hitting their moves. The first RKO and AA of the night resulted in both men hitting their finishers, a callback to one of their matches.
Oh, when Cena hits him with the AA, but also an RKO from
Yeah.
Orton.
And then a few moments later, another AA, then another callback to a match where Cena goes for a shoulder tackle, gets RKO'd instead. That was cool.
Yeah.
Then a few moments later, Orton takes Cena, gives him an AA through the announce table. Very,
Kind of through the announce table.
very stiff. I'm surprised Cena took that bump.
Really?
He
That table,
AAs
yeah.
him, Cena bounces off the announce table, and then the announce table afterwards, after Cena gets off the announce table, breaks.
Yeah, it
And
looked like
it's
Cena landed on his head.
it's still like halfway up too.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
it's like still halfway up.
the table. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It breaks like a few seconds after, and it's just leaning the whole time. But then Orton gets out a table and AA Cena through the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, Orton hit like
I
3
think
AAs on Cena.
Gotcha.
about 3 AAs, yeah, I think.
Cena took major bumps in this match. He probably listened to the criticism from the last match, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they went all out for this, but anyways, the referee gets hit multiple times
I think
and a
like
lot of
3
false
times.
finishes. Yeah, he gets hit with the belt even. So the ref gets knocked out again. Nick Aldis and some other officials come out because there's no other referee supposedly.
Mm.
That's what Aldis says to Orton. Goes for the punt. Oh wait, no. So he eats an RKO instead. So that's still billing something.
Nick Aldis
Yeah.
ate
Yeah,
RKO.
Nick
Okay,
Aldis.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nick's lackeys all wait their turn to get RKO. They're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, let me go up to you. Like
Hey,
5
this
times
go
in a row.
nice.
Oh, I just didn't see that other guy get RKO.
Hey, why don't you RKO that guy? Okay, Randy, RKO
Oh.
him real quick. I'm gonna walk up to you.
Yeah, including Jamie Noble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
JP
and JP
Noble
Noble used
RKO'd
to be a
again.
wrestler, so.
It's
And
been a long
then
time for him.
Oren goes for the punt, but then out comes R-Truth
No
because
way, dude.
he is Cena's biggest fan. Randy RKO's him instead, but Cena takes advantage and low blows him and hits him with the belt just like Cody, but it was a little bit better.
It was a lot. I think it was a lot better than how he did it with Cody.
But one thing I hate when they do this. After he hits him,
The ref
the
somehow gets
ref
up.
automatically gets back up as soon as he's in the pin. He's been dead for like 10 minutes.
Hey,
Pro
was this
wrestling.
match over 30 minutes?
I think so. Under 20, over 25.
It was over 25 minutes? Okay, well fuck, I got that wrong.
So
Okay.
he gets back as soon as he hits him, which is annoying, but he counts for the slow pinfall and retains. If that was the last time they went out with a great match, it was a finisher fest, which there were like 11 RKOs and 7 AAs. Like nobody predicted that shit.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
But still was an entertaining match. Cena, after the match though, cut his usual shtick on the mic, last real champion. But after the promo, it looks like the fans are getting to him. And he's
Yeah,
starting to
he's like,
regret what he's done.
because everyone
So
was saying like "Thank you, Cena," and when they were chanting that, like you could see like he was tearing up and like he looked like he was regretting what he was doing.
Well, he didn't
so
regret
yeah,
putting
it's
R-Truth through a table.
so yeah, he's having a slow burn to his face turn, I think, but it looks like the plan is Truth versus Cena in 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
That
But
Saturday, that Saturday
the
night main
press
event.
conference also, Cena was interrupted by Truth, and then Cena, like Truth says, "Yeah, I know, I still love you, even though the fans say you can't wrestle and you suck." So Cena's like,
You drew
"One
the
more time,
line
Truth,
or
I'm
over
going to
the
kill
line,
you."
yeah.
And then, yeah, he kills him by putting him through the table to AA.
Yeah, it's setting up for Saturday night main event.
I gave the match an A&a half. I gave it a B.
I would say the same. I think it was an 8.5 at best. It was a really good match, but I wasn't better than the Fatal 4-Way.
What would you give the overall pay-per-view?
So I calculated it. Overall, a great pay per view in my opinion. I liked every match for the most part. It was predictable. Still a good pay per view though, with a good crowd. It was better than WrestleMania Night 1, that's for sure. Um, I give it A&a half, a solid B.
I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I think it was a really good pay per view.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Definitely
Bradley.
better than AEW and TNA.
Yeah, I think so. Um.
By far.
Well,
Hey, how many points do we do for like the? Do we do 2 points for like what was the opening match,
yeah.
main event, announce table
All
break,
those are
and all
2 points.
that? Okay.
Well, I'll start out with saying that I averaged 46 points.
I didn't calculate myself, but I know I'm far behind that with
Yeah.
all the ones I had. So obviously, I'm out.
All right.
Hopefully I won. I have 56.
Tyler is the current champion right now. Bradley
I could be
has
champion once again.
56 points.
I have it
You know what?
calculated.
I'm using.
So trying to think. Cena didn't hit an RKO to Orton, huh?
No.
No.
No, I was actually expecting
No
one.
RKO. Okay. Um. So I got. Where's my pinfall? Kicks out of RKO. Orton kicks out of the AA. Orton hits an AA.
I thought you did this earlier.
2 + 2. I was trying to, but I didn't know all the point system.
Oh.
I have everything else down, but this is the last one. Let's do.
Do not tie. If we tie, he still wins.
Let me add all this up real quick. 2 + 8 plus.
Will there be a new champion?
Oh. Suspense.
I know, right? Well, right now I am the NXT champion.
The mid card title.
Yeah, that won't last long, buddy.
Oh
Promise
yeah.
you that won't.
And then
Battleground, you're losing.
AEW is the title you don't want to have.
Yeah.
That's like the speed championship. We're we're good.
I
We're
said
good over
24/7.
here. No. That's like the Evolve championship that they
Yeah.
just unveiled.
All right.
And your
And
winner,
still
Dale.
champion by 60 points.
Damn it. I have 4 points. I have
Damn.
By
56.
60.
Tyler beat him by 4 points. Still your champ.
Yeah. I think the only reason why is because I said I had 4 points on Lyra, or because of the Becky kicking out of the Nightwing, and then the no interference is the only things I got right on that. Bradley, did you say the opening match was going to be the Fatal 4-Way too?
Yep.
I was the only one that was indifferent on that
Okay.
one.
Yeah. I think it was one of the matches I think I got something right out of.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Randy Orton, you Mark.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Look, that
I
would have
wanted
been
to.
not the smart one.
No, that
He would
my
not
lock
be
was Cena.
champion right now
So,
if he did
Yeah, that's why I
yeah, my
wanted
lock was Cena.
because he glazes us too much.
Will you have anything else to add?
Oh.
Not that.
2 weeks, Saturday night's main event, and then next week we have NXT Battleground and Double or Nothing.
That's next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
Or
so we
2
gotta
weeks.
review
It's in
that.
2 weeks.
So Saturday night's main event is in 2 weeks, and
Okay.
then next week isn't. I think Battleground in that is.
3 weeks maybe.
I think it's next
It's
week.
it.
I think Battleground's next week. I want to say.
Is it the 17th? I thought it was the 24th.
Hold on, let me look it up.
When's the
Because
next? When is Double or Nothing?
it's the same day.
Yeah.
as
No,
Battleground.
Battleground Sunday the 25th.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
AEW
That's on
Double
And
Memorial Day
then
weekend too. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
or Nothing.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to have to watch, though, for pay per view wise, is Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Double or Nothing's on May 25th too. Okay.
Yeah.
So next weekend, do we want to do a bracket?
Yes.
And I got
Bracket
one.
time.
I got one in
Bracket
mind.
time. What? Okay. Tell me what it, or do are we just gonna?
So are we doing this next Sunday then? Because we're doing 3 shows on Saturday.
We could do it either Sunday or Saturday. Don't
I
matter.
could go ahead and set the bracket up right now. I just need you to tell me after who's all gonna be in it.
Well, I will tell you. The bracket is going to be best WWE theme song.
Ooh,
I know mine, but
oh shit! John
So
Cena's theme song.
let's
John
save
Cena's
it
theme
Also,
for
song.
the people. We need
I'm
to do this
doing-
off air.
how are we splitting tiebreakers?
coin flip.
I say coin
Yeah,
flip.
coin
Yeah,
flip.
that or I could put it on a wheel, and whoever gets chosen
Or
between
pick
the
the
two,
numbers.
then they win.
But all right, well that's been the Ring Banter podcast. That was AEW, TNA, and Backlash recap. Thanks for
I'm sorry
watching.
that y'all stuck with the AEW TNA stuff. I mean, TNA wasn't bad, but AEW was just jack shit.
Yeah.
Um. So
Backlash was the
yeah.
savior.
Yep.
Thanks for watching the Ring Banter podcast. I'm your host Nathan Bain with Gabe Jones, Tyler Bain, and Bradley Bain. We'll see you next weekend.